Hello everyone. If you are a teacher by profession and you wish to apply for the teaching certification in Ontario, then I will try to guide you how you can apply for the teaching certification in Canada, Ontario. So let's get started. The first thing which should be in your mind is that you cannot work in Canada without a teaching license. You need to have that one in your hand. So the first thing you have to do, visit the website www.october.ca. On the first page, one has to fill the personal details such as email address, phone number, etc. And in the second page they will ask you for the address, how they can communicate to you where it is, the location. They wanted to know your exact address they prefer if you are in Canada, but they accept the applications if you're not in Canada as well. So if you're planning to come here, it is better to start working on it right away. On the third page they will ask you to submit your degree and make sure while writing those degrees you need to have your degrees in front of you, exact details, exact dates, exact mark. Make sure you don't make any mistake while filling that form, because that form is extremely important. And in the fourth page they will ask you for the work experience. If you have worked anywhere in the world, make sure that the information which you have mentioned there is correct and appropriate. So if you're trying to mention there that I have 10 years experience, I worked in Saudi Arabia, I worked in Dubai, I worked here, wherever, but they will ask you to ask Saudi Arabia, send them the letters. So make sure if you can arrange the documents from that specific country only, then you should mention it. Otherwise, it is better to skip it. The minimum qualification requirement is that you should have at least 3 years graduation in any subject or any field. After that they ask that you should have 2 years teacher specialization. It can be your B.Ed and M.Ed or any other 4 semesters course which you have done as a teacher specialization. And if you are applying after the 31st of March 2020, you need to have a math proficiency test. It is designed by the ministry. It is based on multiple choice questions and you have to clear that one as well. That would be their minimum requirement. IELTS. If you are not a native English speaker, then you have to provide with your English proficiency. In IELTS, you need 6.5 in reading, 6.5 in listening, 7 in writing and 7 in speaking as well, and it should be in academics if this is the minimum requirement you meet of their English proficiency. While setting up the form you will enter all the details regarding your degrees, but this is not enough. You will send them a soft copy, but this is also not enough. You have to contact your university and ask them to send a letter of verification and a letter of statement of professional standing in which it should be mentioned that your degrees are valid. This was the year when you did the degree to their university. This was your score. These were the subjects you covered, and it should be signed by the authority. It can be a principal, a deputy, or a deputy assistant, anyone like it. Should be stamped, signed, sealed and sent directly to the Ontario College of Teachers. You can find the address of Ontario College of Teachers on their website, but if you will try to send them by yourself, it is not acceptable. Your university have to send them. This is compulsory and one of the most important thing. Minimum work requirement. The need for the work experience is that you should have 80 days teaching in practice or minimum 1 year. If you have this one, well then good. Prove them with the evidence. Even if you do not have the teaching experience, they accept it later. In such a case they show you a certification, but they will ask you that you have to take 1 year experience in Canada public schools. If you complete that 1 year experience, they will issue you a license for it. Let me tell you the fees while applying. The first thing is if your documents are evaluated through WES, but October do not accept any evaluations. They have to evaluate your degrees by themselves. So the first payment is $222 for evaluation, secondly $140 for registration, and $150 for membership, annual membership. So once you are certified, every year you have to pay $150 memberships to make yourself active that I'm working as a teacher. Some other things are that they will ask you for the criminal record check. If you are in Canada, you're staying here, you have to go to the nearest police station. Ask them to give you a criminal check report. In some cases they can ask you for the documents translation. They will not accept the translations from outside. They have certain list of translators in Ontario. They only accept translations by them. They have the entire list on their website. You can contact those people, ask them how much they charge. It is totally your choice that you wanted to become an elementary teacher, middle school teacher, or a high school teacher. If you are applying for elementary and middle school teacher, it's okay. You have 3 years graduation and 2 years degree in teacher specialization. But if you are applying for high school teacher, then your graduation should have majors in those subjects. For example, you want to teach maths, so in your graduation you should have maths over there in your specialization. Scores doesn't matter a lot while applying. Your percentage doesn't matter. If they feel to evaluate your case, and if they feel that something is missing, they will issue you for a 5 years temporary license, and in this 5 years license you can work as a teacher. You can get that 1 year experience which is lacking in your case, or if there is any studies which they will ask you to do. There are 500 courses for teachers over there. Some of them are 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 month, for 40 days. They're different. They will look into your studies. If something is missing, there is no shortcut. There is no small way. You have to go through the proper entire scenario step by step to get the certification. Regarding the salaries, you will start with the $24 per hour in Ontario. It varies from province to province. So initially you will get $40,000 annually. This is the beginning, and it increases gradually. I would like to end my video by wrapping it up by saying that you have to be very patient. This procedure is extremely entirely slow and steady. You cannot get it in few weeks, a few months. They say out that after submitting all the documents, they will send you an email that we are evaluating your documents and we will get back to you within 120 days. But this is not true. Actually, it takes almost a year time. Here you cannot start working as a teacher in the beginning. It doesn't take few weeks, not even few months. I would say that it will take almost 1 to 2 years to become certified. By that time you can do some odd jobs, or you can volunteer work in a school as a lunchroom supervisors that you can write in your resume that I'm having experience with the Canadian kids, or there are many trips or after school programs. Volunteer for it. They really love if you do volunteers. This is the end of our video.